Michael Jordan, who is known by his nickname MJ, is widely regarded as the greatest player in the history of basketball. He was born on February 17, 1964, in Brooklyn, New York. And throughout his life, he managed to garner both fame and fortune. So, what is Michael Jordan's net worth? What made him so rich? And how has he been spending his millions? Michael Jordan's net worth is estimated to be around $1.7 billion, making him one of the richest athletes in the world. This massive fortune was largely accumulated during his playing days thanks to his enormous salary and various endorsement deals. Throughout his time in the NBA, he was famously paid $94 million, which adjusted for inflation is way over $167 million. But this was just the beginning of his success. Today, we're going to take a look at how Michael Jordan amassed such an impressive fortune, some of the most expensive things that he owns, as well as some of the ways that he spends his money. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Before becoming a worldwide sensation, Michael Jordan lived a relatively normal childhood. His father, James Jordan, was a car mechanic while his mother, Dolores Jordan, worked as a bank clerk. The family wasn't particularly wealthy, but they were comfortable enough. Michael was the youngest of 5 children, so there were always plenty of people around to look after him. Although he was quite shy, Jordan was always very competitive and athletic, which would become apparent later on in life. In high school, Jordan played varsity basketball and was named the Gatorade Player of the Year in 1981. He then went on to play for the University of North Carolina, where he helped the Tar Heels win the national championship in 1982. Although Jordan had shown a lot of promise in college, he knew that if he wanted to make it big, he needed to enter the NBA draft. Luckily for him, he was selected 3rd overall by the Chicago Bulls and soon became a household name across America. Michael Jordan made an immediate impact with the Bulls, scoring 17 points per game in his rookie season. Over the next few years, his stats grew exponentially, and he became one of the team's top players. In 1988, Jordan was chosen to compete in the slam dunk contest, where he wowed audiences with his incredible aerial skills. To this day, he remains the only person to have won the contest 2 years in a row. As Jordan's career progressed, so did his stats. By 1991, he was averaging almost 32 points per game, and in the playoffs that year, he led the Bulls to their first championship title. This was the first of 6 championships that Jordan would win with the Bulls, with the last 3 being won in succession between 1996 and 1998. During this period, Jordan cemented himself as one of the greatest players of all time. He was also named the most valuable player 5 times. While Jordan enjoyed a great deal of success in Chicago, he decided to retire in 1993. He didn't believe that he could maintain the same level of performance anymore, and so hung up his jersey. However, he came out of retirement 2 years later and joined the Washington Wizards. With the Wizards, Jordan didn't see the same level of success that he experienced with the Bulls, but he still managed to have an excellent career. He finished the 2002-2003 season with the Wizards before retiring for good. At this point, he had spent 15 seasons in the NBA. Throughout his career, Jordan had earned over $94 million in salary alone. However, most of his wealth was generated from endorsements. This was because Jordan transcended the sport of basketball. He was a global icon whose face could sell products of all kinds. As such, he had endorsement deals with many of the biggest companies in the world, including Nike, Gatorade, McDonald's, and Chevrolet. It's reported that Jordan pulled in around $100 million per year from these endorsements. It's safe to say that Michael Jordan is the most famous athlete of all time, and when someone has this kind of fame, they can make money from pretty much anything. After retiring from professional sports, Jordan began appearing in TV shows, movies, and commercials. Perhaps his most famous cameo was in the 1996 Space Jam movie, where he starred alongside Bugs Bunny and other Looney Tunes characters. He also served as an executive producer on the film, which grossed over $250 million at the box office. As well as appearing in movies, Jordan also took up a role with the Washington Wizards. From 2001 to 2003, he served as the team's president of basketball operations, but he resigned from the position once his playing days were over. Jordan then took an extended break from the public eye until 2010 when he returned as the majority owner of the Charlotte Bobcats, now known as the Hornets. Once again, Jordan found himself in the headlines and he continued to grow his net worth. As of 2021, Michael Jordan's net worth stands at an estimated $1.7 billion. As mentioned earlier, most of this comes from his time in the NBA, with the remaining amount coming from various investments and business ventures. While it's difficult to know exactly how Jordan spends his money, there are a few things that we do know about his spending habits. One of the more controversial purchases that Jordan made was buying back his original rookie card. Back in 1996, Jordan signed a deal with Upper Deck to release his own series of collectible cards. One of these cards sold for over $500,000 in August 2020, which was 28 times the price of a retail pack. Not long after, Jordan bought the card for a staggering $1.8 million. It was later revealed that the card was actually damaged, which is why he paid such a high price. Jordan must have felt nostalgic looking at the card as it reminds him of the early stages of his career. But it's not the only thing that he owns that takes him back to those glory days. Another item that Jordan purchased recently was the 1998 Chicago Bulls championship ring for $6.6 million. This ring was from the last Chicago Bulls team that Jordan played for before his first retirement, and it was also the final NBA championship won by Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and coach Phil Jackson. The ring itself weighs 12.8 ounces and contains 296 diamonds as well as 4 rubies. It's safe to say that this is one of the most extravagant pieces of jewelry ever sold. But it's no surprise that Jordan spent whatever it took to buy it back. Michael Jordan is no doubt a collector of expensive cars, as evidenced by his purchase of a 1970 Plymouth Barracuda for $1.2 million. The car is a rare GTX model, meaning it's even rarer than the standard Hemi models that were produced in the late 1960s. Jordan bought the car from actor and avid car collector Justin Bieber. Aside from cars and jewelry, Jordan is also a big fan of art. He purchased a painting called Chalkline for $2.8 million. The artwork was created by artist Kuos, who is known for transforming everyday pop culture figures into fine art. Jordan's love for basketball is evident in this purchase as the piece depicts a group of kids playing on a basketball court. Most recently, Jordan splashed out on a $150 million mega mansion in Florida. The mansion boasts 9 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms, as well as a 150-foot-long pool and a 6-hole golf course. There's also a 180-seat theater, as well as a bowling alley and a nightclub. The mansion was built in 2018 and took 3 years to complete. It's safe to say that Jordan will never feel cramped in this sprawling property. Michael Jordan may be retired, but his net worth continues to grow. He's certainly made the most of his fame and has managed to build an impressive fortune over the years. Hopefully, he continues to enjoy his riches and remains one of the most beloved athletes of all time. Have you seen any of Michael Jordan's movies or TV shows? Do you think he's overrated or the greatest player of all time? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to stay tuned for more videos like this one.